When we look up at the night sky, we often wonder if we're alone. We ask if life is common or if it is a freak accident. But there is a darker question we rarely ask, one that is staring us right in the face every time we look at our own neighbors. Right next door are two cautionary tales, Venus and Mars. Both of them started out with potential. We know that Mars once had rivers, lakes, and cloudy skies. We have held the smooth pebbles that were tumbled in its ancient streams. And yet, today, Mars is a frozen, radioactive desert, and Venus is a crushing hellscape hot enough to melt lead. Earth is the only sibling that survived. The question is, why? What protected us from the cosmic virus that stripped our neighbors bare? Today, we are going to explore the invisible shield that separates the living worlds from the dead ones. To understand this planetary crime scene, we first have to identify the weapon. And ironically, the killer is the same force that gives us life, the sun. We think of the sun as a warm, benevolent light bulb, but in reality, it is a violent nuclear fusion reactor, constantly vomiting high-energy particles into space. We call it the solar wind, but that name is too gentle. It is a solar sandblaster, firing ions at speeds of 1,000 kilometers per second. When these particles slam into a planet, a process happens called sputtering. Think of it like a game of cosmic billiards. A solar particle crashes into an oxygen molecule and knocks it loose. Sometimes it hits so hard that the air is launched completely off the planet and into the void. Over a human lifetime, you wouldn't notice a thing, but over billions of years, this is death by 1 billion paper cuts. This is what happened to Mars. It didn't just dry up. Its air was literally knocked into space, leaving it too thin to hold water or protect life. So, if the sun is constantly sandblasting the entire solar system, why does Earth still have its air? Why haven't our oceans been sputtered away into the vacuum? The answer lies deep beneath your feet. Thousands of miles down, Earth has a churning, molten metal heart. This core acts like a massive dynamo, generating a powerful magnetic field that reaches far out into space, surrounding us in an invisible bubble. This is our deflector shield. When those solar ions come screaming toward us, they hit this magnetic wall and are deflected harmlessly around the planet. Without this shield, Earth would look just like Mars. Mars, being smaller, cooled down faster. Its internal heart stopped beating. Its magnetic shield collapsed. And once the shield was down, the solar wind went to work, sterilizing the surface. It is a terrifying thought. The only difference between a blue marble teeming with life and a red desert of death is the movement of hot metal deep in the dark. But survival isn't just about defense. It's about regulation. Earth has a secondary system that Mars and Venus lack, a planetary engine, the climate. It isn't just weather. It is a massive machine. Because the Earth is a sphere, the equator gets hot while the poles stay cold. This difference forces air and water to move, trying to equalize the heat. Consider the Gulf Stream. This isn't just water moving. It is a global conveyor belt, carrying enough heat energy to power the industrial world 100 times over, pushing warm water north, keeping the frozen lands alive. Deep below, currents swirl around undersea mountains, mixing nutrients. This constant churning, this water cycle, acts like a thermostat. It keeps Earth in the Goldilocks zone, not too hot like Venus, not too cold like Mars. It's a dynamic, self-correcting system that has kept us safe for billions of years, despite asteroids, flares, and ice ages. When we look at the red dust of Mars or the clouds of Venus, we aren't just learning about aliens. We are learning how fragile we are. We realize that a habitable planet requires a perfect storm of luck. You need the right distance, you need enough mass, you need a molten shield, and you need a complex engine to regulate the heat. Mars had some of these for a while, but eventually its luck ran out. Earth is the anomaly. It is the rare gem where every single protective system held the line. So, the next time you feel the wind on your face or see a cloud floating by, remember, that isn't just weather. That is the sound of a planet that is still alive, fighting off the vacuum of space to keep you safe.